Well, it is 2022, and I want to say thanks for tuning into the Slow Baja. I am in Baja right now, but on my way, I stopped in San Diego and recorded a few conversations, and this one is a delight. Beth and Joe of the Surf Monkey Fellowship. That's right, folks. We are going to get to the origins of man. No, we're going to get to the origins of the surfing monkey statue. If you've driven across the border, if you spent any time at all in Tijuana in the 70s, 80s, 90s, you saw this masterpiece. Well, you're going to learn everything you ever wanted to know about the surfing monkey. So stay tuned. I do want to say, hey, thanks again for folks who have slid a few tacos into the tank, and for the folks who have waded through the slowbaja.com store, found some fun things to buy. Well, there's new merch coming, so stay tuned. I'm going to be away for another week or two, so it might be a little bit of a delay, but there's new merch coming to the store, so check in, see what's there. I appreciate your purchases. You keep the fuel in the FJ40, and you keep the tacos in my tank, and I deeply appreciate it. All right, on with the show. Here we go. Hey, this is Michael Emery. Thanks for tuning into the Slow Baja. This podcast is powered by Tequila Fortaleza, handmade in small batches, and hands down, my favorite tequila. Hey, I want to tell you about your new must-have accessory for your next Baja trip. Benchmark Maps has released a beautiful, beautiful Baja California Road and Recreation Atlas. It's a 72-page, large-format book of detailed maps and recreation guides that makes the perfect planning tool for exploring Baja. Pick yours up at benchmarkmaps.com. Do I want to start with the word crazy? Yeah, sure. I don't even know you,
Loco.
But I feel like I know you. It's Slow Baja, and I am at the Surf Monkey Fellowship of all places. I just toured the Surf Monkey Museum, and I am delighted to be here with Beth Slevcove in her home in San Diego, her beautiful home in San Diego, and we're going to talk about this Surfing Monkey Fellowship. And Joe is going to join us. Joe, say hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Beth, geez, let's just jump into it.
Sounds good.
What?
Why?
What? Tell me about your first interaction with Baja and how you came across a surf monkey.
Okay.
And how you, I think, I'm maybe projecting here a little, but I'm thinking there's a little bit of an obsession that probably had you searching back alleys of TJ, looking for ceramic shops, trying to figure out where this thing comes from and who has the molds. Am I right?
The monkey will lead. The monkey will lead us.
Lead you to where? Let's hear it.
Great places, great people. So I started journeying to Baja, first Tijuana, in the backseat of a church van on a youth group trips where we would partner with various communities to build homes together and do all sorts of different things, farming and wonderful opportunities. And when we would come back across the border, we're waiting for an hour or two, and I would see the various tchotchkes sold only to Americans. No Mexican in their right mind would have a surf monkey on their kitchen table.
Mexican Americans buy tchotchkes, but maybe not surf monkeys.
Okay, maybe not. And so I saw this monkey on a surfboard, and I've surfed since I was 15 or something like that. So it's probably actually about the same time I was going down there. And I thought it was the ugliest thing I've ever seen. So I say it was definitely love at second sight. So I'm like, who would buy that? And then I don't know what happened. I don't know what epiphany came to me, but somehow, as we kept going down there for these various trips, and then my brother and I started traveling, we would always own some kind of car that had high clearance that we could go anywhere and everywhere, preferably Jeep tracks to some beautiful cove that nobody was, at, except for little fish camps, fish villages. And somewhere along the line, I just kept seeing these, and I thought, I really kind of started loving these little monkeys on surfboards. And when was it? Then we stopped.
Joe's got a
seeing him.
pile of notes over here, and I think he's got a clipboard, folks.
He is a natural historian and researcher, so that's why I've asked him to be a part of this, because he can remember things for me. But at one point we realized, and this was much later, this was probably 20 years later, early 2000s, that it was hard to see them. They were really hard to find at the border, and we realized that they were endangered. And that's what got us interested in maybe doing something about that. We didn't want the surf monkey to be on the extinct list. So, and I should say, actually, at the very start of this, the surf monkey is not a monkey. It is an ape. Apes have no tails.
I was guessing chimpanzee.
It's a chimpanzee,
Yeah.
so it's actually not a monkey at all.
Harkening back to my work with Jane Goodall many years ago.
Oh, nice.
Failed film project with Jane Goodall.
Oh, wow.
We're telling the slow Baja world here for the first time.
Well, I'm glad that didn't succeed, because you might not have been here with us now talking about surf monkeys.
I could have been doing bigger and better.
Not than the surf monkey.
Not anything bigger and better than surf monkeys. So let's get the timeline here, Beth. So you were doing church trips to Baja. Was that high school? Was that college?
That would have been high school. 80s. So that would have been in the 80s.
And you're a Southern California girl.
Yes.
Okay, if it's okay to say that way. No slight meant. You grew up surfing in Southern California and doing church stuff in Baja. And in the 80s, the surfing monkey was ubiquitous. I bought one in 1984. I probably bought one in 1986.
Yep.
I have no idea where those two are, but they did not make the move to my adult life, sadly.
Oh,
so you're right. They disappeared.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I first saw them in the 70s on my church trip and junior high and things. And yeah, they were abundantly on the border. Prolific. And then now they're they've become rare and endangered. So,
well, can I get down the path of the thought? I mean, yeah, okay, like you must have had that thought. Hey, remember those old surfing monkeys? Now it's all Bart Simpson, or it's a big dumb, something Raiders thing, or what have you, whatever is being sold today.
That's right.
And so why would a sane person with a UC Santa Barbara degree and probably gainfully...
And 2 graduate degrees.
Yeah, I was going to say, and probably gainfully employed, decide this was going to be your quest?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, for those who don't know the surf monkey, it is an important part of surf culture. It's known as the garden gnome of surf culture, and thousands have been sold over the years. And people from you talk to the old, it's got to be the older surfers. You go back to the 70s and 80s, everybody had one.
Yeah.
And then you run into people who, like I knew people who. My brother-in-law, for instance, his whole gang of friends from college in Colorado, when everybody got married, they got the monkey. And the monkey passed, over 10 years, it went around to 12 different people.
Yeah. Like a virus.
And that's the thing, is what drew me in is I realized anybody who, we start hearing stories about the surf monkey, and anyone who loves the surf monkey is... They're solid. They're good people.
Good people.
Yeah, it's like anyone who travels Baja, not parties in Ensenada, but actually, knows Baja, travels Baja. Good people. Anyone who has an old Westphalia, a camper van, good people. Anyone who owns the surf monkey, good people. So that really drew us into all these stories. And then Joe starts researching, where did they come from?
Well, you started selling them.
Yeah. Okay. So,
You know, well, and
Wait
so-
a second here.
Yeah.
Joe, what's your background?
I am a high school drama teacher who does
right.
not surf.
And you have an advanced degree. And
Yeah.
so what leads you to say, I want to find out?
Because I love this woman, the monkey girl next to me, who she gets me to go to Baja.
rarely, but
That's why we got the van that I can stay inside of. It's got a full enclosed camper. So anyway, I'll go along because I'm curious. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
But you kept finding, this people love the monkey. And you kept running into people who would be so excited, when they saw you had the monkey. We had a little gift shop at the time in the early 2000s down at Seaport Village, and you had all these monkeys that you'd bring back from your surf trips. So we started selling them, and every, 500th person came in and went, "Oh my gosh, the monkey!"
always had a story.
And they all had a great story. Yeah.
Usually it had something to do with partying in Tijuana and coming home with one drunk and the girlfriend or wife, moving it from the table or living room to the garage,
Yes.
to the man cave.
I mean, I think if Seinfeld had been set in San Diego, there would definitely be an episode devoted to the surf monkey.
The TV show Judging Amy, which was on about 20 years ago, it was a recurring theme. All the cast members at one point got the surfing monkey when they were down and out. They would get the monkey, and it would encourage them. Yeah. So there's definitely all kinds of legends. We found, in addition to the surf community, through Beth's, when she started selling them, you started getting emails from, it would be people who were in the Navy in the 70s or 80s. They had a monkey. So they also came back from their Tijuana trip with the monkey.
And then went to Indiana or wherever.
Yeah, so we'd get an email from Indiana.
Exactly.
Oh, I broke his monkey. He's had it for 20 years in the man cave. Can you get me one shipped by Christmas? And we had multiple ones of those. We sent monkeys all over the country.
We had a map of all the states the monkeys ended up. We almost filled the whole country, I think. But sadly, the time it took to package them, and they often came broken, and so Joe would have to repackage them and dumpster dive for the materials.
This was not a profit center. This was
this has never been a profit.
This is a love
pure
project.
Love.
Yeah, it cost more money to ship, to
than
package
to buy.
it than the monkey was worth.
So,
but people loved them.
Yeah, and sadly, then we had a surf shop that would ship them, but sadly they came to the same conclusion. So if anybody is out there that wants to be a monkey shipper, particularly in San Diego,
Steve Hall, Surf and Post on Cass Street and PB. I'm calling you, Steve Hall.
All right.
Let's get the surfing monkey out to the world.
I'll get
Surf
you the
and
monkey.
Post on Cass Street. So Beth, seriously, I'm on the edge of my seat. Like, did you just buy one every time you came back from a Baja trip?
Well,
then you had a bunch, and then you said, like, what am I doing with these things? I'm going to resell them in my Seaport Village shop?
And the recession was coming on. We were going out of business. And I remember one day you just said,
the future's the monkey.
As everything was kind of, you had lost your job. Beth works as a chaplain. And everything was kind of falling apart. And one day you just went, I'm going to start a monkey business, and I'm going to bring the monkey back.
It's no monkey business.
This is the only thing that's ever worked for me in my entire life is monkey business. I'm so delighted we're talking about these sort of matters.
Right.
These deep, worthy matters.
That's right. So I would bring them back, and I would ask the guys who were running around selling things, I need 10 monkeys, and they would run around to the various booths on the border and find me 10 monkeys, and so it started there. But then a friend of mine, Joelle, she and I would go searching the border to try to find the factories and who's actually manufacturing these, who's making them, who has the molds. And we ran into...
Are these independent, standalone, we're going to get to the bottom of the monkey business trips? Or were you doing something else and you said, after we go get a Caesar salad, we're going to go check out the monkey thing?
No, this was
This was, you're on a journey.
we had a mission.
You're on a mission.
It shifted from just the end of the surf trip to you were
Yeah.
going there just for the monkey.
Yeah, they are endangered, and I need to do something about it. So, we ended up finding a wonderful family who has the mold, and
Wait a second. How? What give me a little background. So where do you go? Where do you
Yeah.
start?
Yeah.
You get the cellar, and then you say, take me to your warehouse.
well, that took many years and a long relationship before they let us actually come to where they manufactured
I
these.
get it.
But we actually found it on this side of the border, the last exit in the States. There's a lot of different places that import directly from Tijuana down there and have warehouses. And so we were driving around those warehouses, and we found some monkeys and started talking to this family. Since this is, how many years has this been? Since then, they're,
It's about 15 years ago now.
you know, I consider them
But you
close acquaintances.
You literally just drove around
Yeah.
the warehouses on the San Ysidro side of the border.
Yeah.
And then would talk to people,
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, do you have the monkey?"
The surf monkey? Mono de Chango.
Chango.
That's what they call. Yeah. Which is Mexican slang for monkey.
Yeah,
My understanding
and
of
so eventually somebody said yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and we have been connected with this family, and in so many wonderful ways.
And you started selling them then. You were wholesaling them to surf shops all around
Southern California.
Southern California, and then online we were selling them for a while.
Yeah.
And you still sell them through the surf shops here in San Diego, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
just posted a link to West Coast paddle surf
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Somebody posted, how do I get one of those? And I, went to your site and posted a link. And so,
There might be some updating that needs to happen.
they
there.
don't, they're, well, when they find out,
Yeah.
when they find
They're
out
gonna
that
call
they're
me
nothing, they're going
and
to
get-
they're going
get
to do
some
a
more.
Google
Definitely
search.
there are still shops in San Diego selling them. That's,
All right.
And there's always drama. The factory had a fire at one point, and actually quite recently, and they didn't have the mold anymore, so they're asking me to bring down, if I had monkeys, to bring down so they could make a mold off one of the monkeys that I had so that they could continue. And we don't the group I work with, the family I work with, doesn't have the only mold, but there's probably a handful of molds. There's not a lot.
Yeah. So let's get down to that. I mean, what's the arc of the rarity of the monkey world, and
Right.
how many different? I saw there was a monkey wearing sunglasses. The monkey in my mind never had sunglasses, so
Right.
that's a variation.
There's the Husong's monkey.
The Corona monkey.
Oh, the Corona monkey.
Yes,
And
the
the
Corona
and the
wearing a
Husong monkey.
Corona shirt or something on
Yeah.
his back,
There's
right?
a Playboy monkey we don't support.
Yeah. Yeah.
The misogynistic monkey.
Yeah, the misogynistic monkey.
So again, what do you think, Beth? How many variations are out there?
I have no idea. I would definitely less than 10, I would think.
But over the years, I'm sure there's been a dozen. And Beth can actually spot them like a jeweler.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
she'll look at it and go, "Oh, look, this one's indented a little bit this way, or the board is shaped a little bit different on this one," because everybody has a little bit different variation.
I would imagine that somebody's molding off of existing monkeys,
Yeah.
molding
Yeah.
off of existing. Hey, this one's sold. We need to sell that too. We're going to make ours, and it's going to be just this much different because of indifference or sloppiness or intention
Yeah.
to make something that's our own.
And they don't have the copyright situations there.
Nor
for
Corona's,
most of-
probably nor Corona's,
Yeah.
permission.
permission. That's
Or
right.
Playboys, or you know.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
how old do you think the monkey is?
Oh,
What's the oldest
oh,
monkey
we
you've
know.
got?
Oh, we know.
1960.
Yeah. In
9?
fact, this is
74?
we have a
What do
big
you think?
reveal that we actually haven't.
Today on
This is-
Slow Baja.
we kid you
Stand
not.
back, folks.
We kid you not. Joe has done so much research. We've asked a zillion people, and we've gotten 100 different stories, the origin story of the surf monkey. But we actually have the man.
Hang on.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break for Baja Bound, my good friends. We're all going to have a sip of our IPA. We're going to leave you on the edges of your seats, folks. We'll be right back. Hey, do you wish you had joined us on the Nora 500? Well, here's your chance. It's double the mileage, double the fun, double the parties, double the dirt. It is the Nora Mexican 1000. We're going to drive by day. We're going to party by night. I'm pouring Fortaleza tequila. April 30th through May 6th, 2022. We're driving the entire peninsula. You don't want to miss out on this one. Again, if I can do it in my 1971 Toyota Land Cruiser, totally stock, you can do it in any modern 4x4. The Nora Mexican 1000. It's the happiest race on earth. Check it out at nora.com, Norra.com, or on Slow Baja. Here at Slow Baja, we can't wait to drive our old Land Cruiser south of the border. And when we go, we'll be going with Baja Bound Insurance. Their website's fast and easy to use. Check them out at bajabound.com. That's bajabound.com, serving Mexico travelers since 1994. Good. All right. Hey, we're back, and we're going to find out how old the oldest Chango is. You know, Richard Leakey just passed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Louis Leakey, his father. I mean, come on. We're talking about the origins of man here.
Yeah.
So, Joe, the origins. Did you have a network of high school drama students working computers and trying to crowdsource this information, or is this all on you?
This was on me. I'm the curious one. And I think as you started wholesaling to the California Surf Museum up in Oceanside, you know, and so the monkey was on the shelf next to art pieces with a little bio about the artist, and you know, there was a plaque about the history of everything. And so I thought, we got to find the history of the monkey. And I was just curious too. And you kept asking everyone you'd buy from, and everybody had a different story. You know, each person said, we originated it. We were the first ones to make it. Everyone else copied our mold, or my nephew made it, or we found one in Hawaii, we heard. Anyway, the story was always changing, and we assumed somewhere deep in Mexico or Baja there's an artist who made the original monkey, and but we kept hitting dead ends. We couldn't find it. I know the monkey was in the surf, you know, it was in a textbook about surfing, but it didn't mention the origin. We went to, there's a surf version of the Antiques Roadshow that came through. It was at the San Diego Convention Center, and we took the monkey in, and we stood in line, and we got up there and sat down with them, and I thought, we're finally going to get the truth. Crazy. And they just stared at us blankly.
Really?
They had no idea. They were...
Next.
Yeah.
Now we have a Baja hoodie from 1974.
Yeah.
Repaired in period.
So then we just started talking to old surfers, and they'd all say, I got mine in the early 70s. It seemed like right around 1970 was the earliest anybody had thought, maybe late 60s. But again, we were stuck. So then a clue came. A number of people would say, you know, I had the skateboard monkey, or I had the baseball monkey.
Well, what?
I had the golf monkey, or I had the doctor and the nurse monkey.
The politician monkey?
Yeah. So people kept saying that, and I thought,
the monkey family.
Mean? I thought, they're just making a mistake. But anyway, so through some online searching on a lot of old collector sites, there's probably 15 different monkeys, and you can tell they're the monkey's uncle. I mean, they are the same look, they're the same size. You could tell the same artist made them. They're definitely related. So anyway, so by going through those people, the collectors' sites, I found out there was a company called Progressive Arts Products.
Somebody had it written on the bottom of their monkey? Is that what?
Well, the guys who were all these experts and nerds on the collector sites were like, oh yeah, these were made from 1968 through 1982 from this company in Los Angeles, and da-da-da-da. And, you know, they would get, you know, knockoffs were made down in Tijuana, and usually that monkey then disappeared, or whatever it was. It might have been a statue of, you know, for Christmas, or a statue for, you know, whatever little cute thing they made at this company, little tchotchkes and statues and figurines. But they would get copied at Baja. But the best seller, obviously, the big one, was the surf monkey.
Yeah.
So anyway, so then I started trying to find this company. It doesn't exist anymore. But I found some old copyright trademark documents from the government.
How deep will Joe go?
Okay, hold the mic here because I got to find.
Yeah, it's getting deep.
This is where.
On to his printed materials.
Okay, this is from the Library of Congress.
These folks are taking this seriously, Slow Baja community. We're not goofing off here.
January 15th, 1970. Item H40484, surfing monkey wearing striped swimsuit statuette.
That's the dude.
And I'm like, is the first time I found something, from Progressive Art Products of California.
This is the missing link.
In plaster. And then it
The
says
missing link, Beth says.
Now, we'd assumed there's an artist down in Mexico who's made this. But this is Los Angeles. And it says the name by Masad Teraharachi. And as I looked down, there were other trademarked items, other monkeys, and then actually there were
Beth is holding up
scores of these products.
A 4x6 color color print
Of the man.
showing the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who made. We're taking a break here, folks. Yeah. We're back with Joe and Beth and laughing, having a good time. We just had a visit from her nephew. And what was the name again?
Masad Terahachi.
That's a fake name.
So,
first time.
But the name shows up under all these products. So anyway, I start searching that name.
Masad Terahachi.
And I'm only finding there's a fine artist who's a painter with that name. There's a Persian artist who came, who's basically got out of Tehran, raised in Tehran. And there was an article from a North Dakota newspaper in the 1950s about this guy who got out of Tehran and came to North Dakota to become an artist. And anyway, I'm not finding anything.
A lot of time in North
I'm not
Dakota.
finding anything that makes sense.
There's not a lot of artists there, but if you're from Tehran, yes, that could be a good spot.
Anyway,
wide open spaces.
And then I started the name. There's the name Sean Terahachi, who in the publishing, like the underground publishing world, this guy is a legend, and he edited a magazine that was called Crap Hound back in the 90s.
Yeah, Crap Hound.
And he was the editor of that. And he's a writer. He's known for all this quirky humor and political humor, and he's written for public radio. And
are we getting in too deep?
This is too deep.
Whatever.
Anyway,
I mean,
so there's
I'm
Sean
on the edge of my
Terahachi.
seat.
I mean, how many Terahachis can there be in the
Air
arts
Harachi
that might have a monkey connection? So anyway, through a friend of a friend of a friend who knows a guy, we got his email, and I sent him an email and said, "Hi,
no way.
Might you know of Masad Terahachi who made ceramic monkeys and made
ceramic
or whatever. I forget what I wrote him, but I wrote this letter like
I'm serious.
I'm very trying to be very diplomatic and respectful, and he writes back, "Oh yeah, that's my dad," and we said,
"Yeah, my dad. He made the monkey.
I said,
Monkey Man, we called him.
Could we meet him?" And he just thought, he goes, "Oh, that's great." He goes, "Yeah, he was at the time he was 85." He goes, "Yeah, he's still doing all right." And anyway, he contacted us, gave us his number.
We drove to his home.
And
in
2013,
LA? In Los Angeles,
in the Los Angeles suburbs.
Yeah,
we'll keep it. No,
okay,
we'll keep it private. But in the
suburbs of
Los Angeles.
So he was
retired, and you called him, and said, "Can we come?" And he was very polite, but a little bit. He seemed confused.
Baffled.
Like, why are these people coming?
Why is CNN coming to do a documentary on me right now for the monkey thing?
And so, we brought in, we came in, we brought one of the monkeys with us, and he looked at it and kind of went, "Yeah, that's mine," he said. And
but not exactly his. He explained it was
it was a knockoff of his. I'm assuming,
he goes,
right?
"Yeah,
it was
that's."
a knockoff.
He goes, "I did those." Yeah. And then we began to tell him the story of how, all these people love the monkey. We've, all these famous surfers and everybody we know has the monkey. We had people who've come up to us and then like taken off their shoes and showed us the tattoo of the monkey.
Yeah. And there's that Peter Gabriel song that was so famous.
At least 2 people have tattooed the monkey on their body. Yeah. This specific monkey. We're telling him all these stories, and he kind of went, "Huh." And
I'm not a failure.
and then I was like, so we wanted to get the background of it. And anyway, he worked for this company, and online you'll still find hundreds of products from this company, every little statue figurine they made. And he goes, yeah, I did that. And I'm like, what? He goes, I was their artist. He made every product for this company. So of the hundreds of products he made, he did this series of monkeys, and one of the monkeys was the surf monkey. And anyway, but you could just tell it was one of like 700 things he sculpted. But
Never thought twice about it.
It has this whole life, Anyway, so
That's the
Beth-
first time that his name and the actual origin of the monkey has ever been spoken beyond our brains.
Can you say it one more time for slow Baja?
yeah, Masood Terahachi,
Yes.
the father of Sean Terahachi of
And the father.
Crap Hound fame.
The father of the surf monkey.
And I just thought that was a fake name.
Yeah.
No, not great.
So I remember
So
you
I'm
left him
assuming
one. Yeah.
that Masood,
Yeah.
coming from Persia, as we say, or Iran, never surfed in his life
Probably not.
and probably never saw a monkey surf
Absolutely.
I think we can say
or
that.
a 1920s bathing suit.
Right.
Right? Yes. Yeah.
How did all those things go together? Where did it come from? Does he get a printout every week of the things he needs to make?
He
Did he
even
enlighten
while
you
we
at
were
all?
there, he goes, I'm working on these owls. And he had a bunch of little owls he was sculpting in the back. And then he goes, I'm working on these paintings. And his wife just leaned over and went, he's kind of ADD and he gets bored real quickly, and he's brilliant, and he just goes on to the next thing. And he doesn't even realize how he's created all these amazing things. And he just gets bored and goes on to the next thing.
So, Beth, I'm being serious here for a second. Did you were you peering around in his house thinking, is there the original Mr. Monkey in here?
Yeah.
Is the original Chango? Is there the super rare 00 artist proof Chango version that's just kind of sitting over there he doesn't care a thing about it in the whole world? It's just one of 700 things he made?
Oh, I wish. Sometimes people send us in pictures of ones they have that look like some of the original ones that he had made. But honestly, just sitting in his presence, I felt like, I had made it. I mean, it was so
climbed the mountain.
great.
You got there.
Yes.
You found the guy.
Yes. And he actually had us into his home. So it was so fun. And I, like I was saying earlier, they're just good people that love the surf monkey. And I mean, part of what I love about it is that it's just, now it's this irregularly painted plaster-of-Paris monkey on a surfboard with 8 toes, and that, it's ridiculous, and it brings joy. And I think it reminds us, not to take life so seriously. And
Joe's taking this seriously. What's the
sorry.
What's the next issue? Patent office.
No, I just remember when we left him. I was trying to, just get across the gravity of what he had created. And again, telling him all the
he had no
people
idea.
who had it.
He had no idea that this is being knocked off in another country.
And all this, and it went on and on.
Thousands of tourists are buying this.
Yeah.
Month
and
after
people
month
are
after
tattooing
month.
it on their bodies, and it's on a TV show, and
you're putting it on T-shirts now.
Yeah, and there's multiple. Billabong has every couple seasons does a product with the monkey. Stance Socks, which is the biggest sock maker, they do all the NBA and everything. They have a whole series of the monkey on their socks and underwear. Anyway, I said all this. Did he know? Did he care? Did he mind? That he didn't make any money off all that? He said, it's okay. And then, I said, what do you think of all this influence you've had? And it's been, at that point, it was 45 years. And he just kind of nodded and like, that's nice. And then you left him one because you were like, do you even have one? He goes, oh, no. So you left him one, so we actually had a copy of one he made. He was so dear.
Yeah, it was really neat.
And Mr. Terahachi passed away in 2019 at the age of 91. And the next year, 2020, was the 50th anniversary. So, we celebrated the moon landing and Woodstock and all those big events. And of course, the surf monkey is 50, 51, 52 now.
Turn 50.
It'll be 52 next week.
Aren't we all?
Wow. That's exactly my age, pretty much. That's right.
Well, Beth, bring it home for me. Tell us where folks can find it. I listened to a PSA on YouTube today trying to find monkey information, and there was a PSA for not smoking marijuana, which was kind of frickin' funny.
Yeah.
It was pretty frickin' funny as I'm trying to find anything on the surfing monkey as I'm literally driving over here. I don't want to say that, folks, like I was surfing on my phone while driving, but I was at a lot of stoplights, and so I was just like, hey, is there anything on YouTube about this dang monkey?
Yeah.
There's a
commercial, very funny PSA. It's like a,
it's on our website.
Yeah. It's super funny.
And there's a commercial. The state of South Carolina did one Christmas about Christmas ideas, or I forget what it was, but I remember
there was a surf monkey. Yeah.
You had to. They phoned you and had you ship one to South Carolina so they could use it in their commercial.
Well, wrap it up for me, Beth. Where can people find the surf monkey to purchase the surf monkey T-shirts? What's the future of Chango?
I think this is going to help us kind of get back going, moving a little bit. We have day jobs and children.
We have a pandemic. We have day jobs. We have children. That should not stop the world from getting the surfing monkey.
And what has continued is I continue to go and buy as many as I can from my friends that are making them. And so pretty much anybody who is in San Diego or visiting San Diego can stop by and get as many surf monkeys as they would like here in San Diego. And if somebody is willing to ship them, then that might be the new thing.
Steve Hall.
But we need to get a 50th anniversary T-shirt out here soon too. Yeah. So that's what we're hoping to.
And people have said, well, why don't you get them made in China and you could mass market them? And Beth has been very clear, like, no.
I'm a purist.
They have to come from Baja, made of plaster-of-Paris, irregularly painted. And to give credit to our backup artists, we had assumed there was a factory, with a machine producing them in Tijuana. So Beth, after years of kind of earning the trust of who she buys from, she got permission to go to the factory with City Beat magazine. You and a journalist from City Beat magazine went down, and it was it a factory?
Loosely.
In the Baja sense of the word, it was a place where things were made.
It was, when you showed me pictures, it was a shed. Yeah, I mean, it was very humble.
Yeah. But they got the work done and did great work there. And the man who made them let me help make a surf monkey with the mold and script one at a time.
Do you know where it went? Did you get your own surf monkey, or did it just go into production and somebody's going to get the one that you cast?
Well, I am pretty much the one who buys all the surf monkeys from this.
So you're going to get yours anyways.
Yeah, exactly. From this, and the knife in the plaster at a certain point to make that hole for the change. Sometimes they have that, sometimes they don't. Piggy bank, monkey bank. So that was another amazing thing. But yeah, no, it has to be straight from them.
Beth, can we agree that on a future slow Baja trip, we're going to get in my old Land Cruiser and just drive over to wherever these things are made and film a little video of how these monkeys are made?
Oh, absolutely. God, and I'm sure these people that have become friends will welcome us graciously. That would be fantastic. And before you leave today, make sure that one on the table, sans the New Year's Eve hat, is for you.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, folks, we're going to leave it right there. Beth, Joe, I knew this was going to be fun. And I'm so stoked. I am so stoked, to say it in the most San Diego words of all, to have finally gotten to the bottom of Chango. And
you have the exclusive
yeah, that's right.
origin story.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first, folks. And we're not even through January in 2022, and you already know this amazing bit of history. All right. Well, thanks again. One more time, where can folks find you on the internet? Does Chango have a website? Does Chango have an Instagram?
Surfmonkeyfellowship.com. Is that a church?
No.
Is it a 501c3?
It's like Fellowship of the Rings, but cooler. It's like
much cooler.
But you've had at least 100 people ask about the church, And it's not a church.
It's not a church. Yeah, so surfmonkeyfellowship.com. I apologize for the
inferences.
needing to update the website.
Oh, well, we'll get that settled. Don't worry.
Yeah.
we got multiple parties that want to boost
right,
you into
yeah,
the
this is good. This is
20th century, if not the 21st.
Putting it out there. And then surfmonkeyfellowship@gmail.com is a great way to get a hold of me.
Direct line
That
to
is.
Beth Slevcove.
That's right. And you can get him at Mellow Jones is a great place in Solana Beach. He's an artist that takes the surf monkey and does amazing art pieces with them.
So you bring him the blanks.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And does he gold leaf them? What does he do with these things? 'Cause I've seen some amazing versions of them.
Yeah, I need to post the recent. He has this angel surf monkey that is amazing. He has a David Bowie surf monkey. He's fantastic. A man named John, that's Mellow Jones. And the California Surf Museum has the legitimate, surf monkeys, Bird Surf Shed, OB, Mission Surf. Yeah, so there's a number of people carrying them.
They're out there, and are they still for sale? My best buddy, Ted Donovan, Mr. Baja Visitor, he told me that they're on the Mexicali border.
I think the more that they become popular with people like us helping that,
retro popular,
the more we will find them being produced. Yeah, so I think we really have brought them back from extinction. I can honestly say I think I've been a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
You brought one species back, Beth.
One at a time.
Poco a poco. Such a delight to be with you in your home. Thanks for making some time for Slow Baja, and I can't wait to get you in the old FJ40 and go see where these things are actually made. That's going to be a good, fun laugh.
That sounds great.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.
Well, thank you. Have I told you about my friend True Miller? You've probably heard the podcast, but let me tell you, her vineyard, Adobe Guadalupe Winery, is spectacular. From the breakfast at her communal table, bookended to an intimate dinner at night, their house-bred Azteca horses, Solomon the horseman, will get you on a ride that'll just change your life. The food, the setting, the pool, it's all spectacular. AdobeGuadalupe.com. For appearing on Slow Baja today, our guest will receive the beautiful Benchmark Map 72-page Baja Road and Recreation Atlas. Do not go to Baja without this, folks. You never know when your GPS is going to crap out, and you're going to want a great map in your lap. Trust me. A lot of you have asked how to support the show. Well, you can go to slowbaja.com, buy yourself some merch, click that donate button, drop a taco in our tank, and always share the show with a friend. Give it a 5-star review on whatever app you listen to, and I will see you next week.